In the labyrinthine realm of media moguls and digital demagogues, DJ Akademiks, that lyrical maestro of contemporary commentary, finds himself embroiled in a discordant symphony of opinions, dissecting the migration of audiences between disparate mediums.
You'll see. Anyway, also, I want to put this argument out there now because hate never sits well with me, and like I'd never think I'm making an argument for hate. But I want to hear what y'all have to say because I had an argument on there, and I hope when it comes out, people don't think I'm hating because I don't think I'm hating at all, right? So basically, we're talking about radio legends, right? And I know people keep thinking there's some weird with me and Charlamagne. Like, I don't know if there's weird shit side, there ain't no weird shit on my side. Anyway, I said when it comes to the greatest, like obviously Charlamagne in our generation, he's the greatest radio personality, period. Okay, just one of the best on the mic, period. But still, when we're talking about greatest, radio people or people that's originated from radio, I had said this, and Schulz disagreed. But listen to my point and tell me if I come off like I'm hating. And if I do come off like hating, I'll think about it some more. But I thought about this a lot because hate doesn't feel good on your heart. I said only 2 people in radio history have been able to move their audiences from one place to the other, right? And I'm speaking as in, like, for example, and the 2 people were, I said Howard Stern is the GOAT and Wendy Williams is the GOAT. And I said both were so great that Howard Stern left terrestrial radio and brought his entire audience to Sirius Radio. Like, he was literally the backbone of Sirius Radio. That's how many people left with him. When he walked out that door, they left with him, right? Secondly, I said Wendy Williams. Wendy Williams went from WBLS and brought her audience to daytime TV. That's crazy. Like, that was phenomenal. Now, what I said, and I was like, we haven't seen that yet with Charlamagne. One of the greatest yet on the mic, right? But we haven't seen him take what he's built at the Breakfast Club and bring it to another medium in terms of the audience following him. And I do believe that's the reason why I call those 2 people the GOAT. Howard Stern, Wendy. Tell me if I'm wrong. Now, this is what Andrew Schulz said. Andrew Schulz says, what are you talking about? Charlamagne brought his audience from radio to YouTube. I disagreed. I said YouTube was part of the change in culture. Everything went to YouTube. He didn't bring it to YouTube. YouTube happened to just be there, right? His opinion was, no, Charlamagne was responsible for bringing that type of content to YouTube. And I was like, I don't know. I don't know if that's necessarily true. And I made this segue or like response. I said, well, I was more thinking that if Charlamagne could move his audience from the Breakfast Club, which is obviously a vast and large audience, if he could move that to his daytime TV show, and like that would be where I would see like, oh, this, like the power in that would be ridiculous. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, he's clearly one of the most popular people when it comes to like what the Breakfast Club has done. But I think the task here is, can you move your audience from the Breakfast Club and move it over here to what you're trying to do on TV? And for me, I saw what Wendy did and I saw what Howard Stern did. And I think they did it just like, they're the only 2 that did it. By the way, I'm not also trying to, like, this is what I'm saying. It's not hate, I think. I wasn't trying to belittle Charlamagne to make me feel like, I don't think I could do it either, right? Like, for example, if I leave the internet, right? If I leave YouTube and I go to cable TV, I don't think I would be able to bring you out like that. I'm going to be honest with you. Like, I think that's just hard to do, right? I think outside of Howard and outside of Wendy, the only other people who I could see move an audience to like a whole different platform and a whole different like medium would probably have to be like Joe Rogan. Like, if Joe Rogan leaves Spotify and goes to, I don't know, anywhere, I think his people will follow, right? No, I know a lot of y'all will go with me, but what I'm saying is that I'm talking about the masses, right? Like, for example, like we get pretty good numbers when we're streaming this shit. Like, would that directly translate? I think it's hard to do, man. It's really hard to bring your audience. Like, I ain't gonna lie, I'm very proud that, we brought a lot of people to Rumble. Like right now, we're averaging like at least 5,000 people, on Rumble consistently, right? And I appreciate you guys. Oh, by the way, I had to do Underdog Fantasy ad today. Oh, I got to do it tomorrow. Yeah, I'm going to do the Underdog Fantasy ad tomorrow. So, yeah, remind me tomorrow I got to do an Underdog Fantasy ad for Rumble. But, yeah. But you have to realize how hard it is to move people to a different platform. Like, I mean, even to move people to, like Spotify, it's hard to do, bro. Like, it's really hard to do. People are comfortable in the mediums that they're already on. A lot of people who listen to radio, they want to listen to radio. They don't want to watch TV. A lot of people who listen to podcasts, they want to listen to podcasts. They don't want to watch a nightly show, right? So it's hard to move people around. And we haven't seen that being done in a while, I think.
The crux of his contention lies in a spirited tete-a-tete with Andrew Schulz, a fellow purveyor of punditry, over the veritable odyssey of Charlamagne Tagore, the modern-day orator of the airwaves. In the pursuit of rhetorical alchemy, DJ Akademiks, not a harbinger of hate but a seeker of sagacious perspectives, commences his diatribe with a laudatory hymn to Charlamagne, venerating him as one of the foremost radio demigods of their generation. Yet, in the same breath, he unfurls the tapestry of historical precedent, invoking the specters of Howard Stern and Wendy Williams, two titans who successfully transmuted their auditory kingdoms into realms of a different frequency. The narrative unfurls like a Byzantine scroll as DJ Akademiks propounds the historical chronicle of Stern, the radio maven who traversed the celestial expanse to satellite radio, and Williams, the sibyl of radio airwaves who alighted upon the luminous stage of daytime television. In his soliloquy, DJ Akademiks traverses the annals of media lore, painting a chiaroscuro of challenges and triumphs faced by those who dared to traverse the tumultuous waters between mediums. Andrew Schulz, a counterpoint to this oratorical ballet, introduces a dissonant note, an assertion that Charlamagne hath led his flock from radio to the digital sanctum of YouTube. Yet, DJ Akademiks, with the acuity of a seer divining celestial alignments, disputes this claim, positing that YouTube was a serendipitous dalliance rather than an orchestrated pilgrimage. The Herculean task of translating radio popularity to the visual spectacle of television emerges as a quest fraught with labyrinthine challenges. This arduous odyssey, akin to navigating the fabled Minotaur's lair, finds its roots in a multitude of factors that conspire to create a Sisyphean endeavor. Firstly, the auditory realm of radio, a veritable symphony of voices and sounds, presents an unparalleled canvas for imaginative interpretation. The theater of the mind, sculpted by the mellifluous cadence of orators, allows listeners to conjure vivid mental landscapes. Transposing this ethereal enchantment to the visual medium necessitates a delicate dance, as the concrete images risk diluting the abstract beauty painted by the spoken word. Secondly, the intimacy inherent in radio, where voices waft through the airwaves like whispered secrets, forges an unparalleled bond between the orator and the audience. The disembodied voices become companions, creating a symbiotic relationship wherein listeners find solace in the familiarity of unseen comrades. The transition to television, a medium replete with visual distractions and a cacophony of images, threatens to rupture this delicate rapport. Moreover, the nature of content delivery diverges fundamentally between radio and television. Radio, often a companion during mundane tasks or solitary moments, allows for a background engagement that seamlessly integrates with daily life. In contrast, television demands a more active participation, diverting attention from other tasks and necessitating a visual commitment that radio does not impose. The idiosyncrasies of the two mediums extend to their temporal dynamics. Radio, with its fluidity and lack of fixed visuals, permits a certain spontaneity and free-flowing discourse. Television, constrained by structured formats and visual demands, imposes a more rigid framework that may stifle the improvisational charm of radio. Furthermore, the cultural contexts of radio and television differ markedly. Radio, historically a bastion of authenticity and unfiltered expression, enjoys a certain laissez-faire ethos that resonates with audiences. Television, with its penchant for polished visuals and scripted narratives, introduces an element of artifice that may clash with the unvarnished charm of radio personalities. Additionally, the visual medium amplifies the scrutiny upon presenters' physical appearances. In the radio domain, where countenances remain veiled, the emphasis lies on the resonance of voices and the power of rhetoric. Television, with its visual scrutiny, introduces an additional layer where aesthetics and visual appeal become pivotal, potentially eclipsing the substantive aspects of the presenter's persona. The crux of DJ Akademiks' treatise unfolds as he elucidates a vision of Charlamagne, not as a digital shepherd of YouTube, but as a magus who summons his devotees to the pantheon of daytime television. In this vision, Charlamagne ascends to a television apotheosis, a veritable Dionysian revelry where his acolytes bask in the radiant glow of his televised charisma. Amidst the dissonance, DJ Akademiks, that sagacious griot of the internet, emphasizes the egalitarian spirit of his rhetoric, a discourse not meant to denigrate Charlamagne but to illuminate the Sisyphean task of transitioning audiences across the Stygian rivers of varied media. He invokes the specter of Joe Rogan, a modern-day Prometheus, as an exemplar who, like Stern and Williams, could bridge the chasm between auditory and visual realms. In the crescendo of his oration, DJ Akademiks, with a regal flourish, unveils his own magnum opus, the migration of his audience to the digital citadel of Rumble, a streaming platform. The pride in his voice resonates like a herald's trumpet, punctuating the difficulty of transplanting the roots of allegiance, whether to Spotify or novel platforms, in an era where such transmigrations are as rare as the proverbial hen's teeth. In conclusion, DJ Akademiks, the modern-day cicerone of media landscapes, spins a saga as complex and layered as the Gordian knots of yore. In the grand amphitheater of digital discourse, he stands as a sentinel, inviting reflection on the arduous journey undertaken by those who seek to traverse the digital Rubicon and redefine the very nature of media dominion.